I gifted them some cleats. Some warm, some didn't, but I was like, okay, this is just my little appreciation gift to them. Because they don't be having a lot in stock.
That was Shedeur Sanders casually flexing that his custom Nike cleats sold out. And the hype wasn't just talk. Nike's now plotting a record-breaking extension that could crown him the highest-paid rookie endorser in history. But while his jersey sales are skyrocketing, the rest of the league isn't exactly celebrating. Insiders say Nike is moving fast on a massive contract that could shatter endorsement standards and flip the economics of sports branding upside down. Here's what sparked it all. After Sanders' preseason debut against the Carolina Panthers, the numbers came in, and jaws hit the floor. Rookie jersey sales didn't just pop, they detonated. Reports confirmed Sanders pulled in an eye-popping $250 million in sales, the biggest rookie merch haul since his father, the legendary Deion "Primetime" Sanders, ruled the league decades ago. This isn't just about a rookie riding a wave of hype. It's a cultural earthquake, and the NFL establishment can't ignore it.
$250 million in rookie jersey sales for Shedeur Sanders, which means he's going to commission $14 million. He only made $4.6 million from his rookie contract. So he's already made more than most second, third, whatever round.
To grasp how wild these numbers are, most rookies barely move a sliver of that total across an entire season. Yet Sanders hit this jaw-dropping milestone in just weeks, flipping every belief about rookie marketability and fan connection in pro sports.
This is a sign for anybody out there that feels like they've been done wrong. You are always going to end up on the right side if you are a good person. Shedeur has been doing nothing but keeping quiet, working, minding his business, driving the speed limit hopefully, and doing everything he needs to do to prepare for this upcoming season.
Here's where things get mind-blowing. Sanders isn't just cashing checks from a basic rookie deal. He's eating off a groundbreaking clause tucked inside his contract. Dubbed the Prime Equity Clause, it cuts him into every stream tied to his name: merch, sponsorships, promos. From that $250 million in jersey sales alone, Sanders is projected to pocket around $14 million, more than triple his entire four-year rookie salary of $4.6 million.
The clause is called Prime Equity. This clause gives Sanders a percentage of revenue generated from merchandise, sponsorships, and promotions linked to his name and likeness. That's what I said. It wasn't that his character was stupid. They was trying
He's so smart.
Yeah, that's why he got picked so far back, because apparently his agents wanted this clause in the contract.
The way Sanders and his team built his career is next level. Most rookies only care about making the roster, but he came in with a full business plan, treating football as just one piece of a bigger entertainment and lifestyle empire. That's why his story hits different. Most fifth-rounders fight just to stay on the roster, but Sanders already out-earned players drafted way higher before he even touched a regular season game. This isn't just football anymore, it's a whole new playbook for how young athletes flip the economics of sports. Nike saw it early. Back in August 2024, they made Sanders their first NIL football athlete, echoing the iconic 1990s Deion Sanders collab that gave the world those legendary Air Diamond Turf sneakers. And the timing? Perfect. Sanders was fresh off a record-shattering Colorado season with 4,134 passing yards and 37 touchdowns. Nike wasn't just betting on stats, though. They saw legacy, charisma, and generational marketability. Even when he slid to the fifth round, 144th overall, thanks to contract demands and whispers about his fit, Nike didn't blink. Months before the draft, they pushed him heavy, flooding socials with custom sneakers, cleats, and viral captions like, "Nothing left to do, QU, 4.24 inches in poetry in motion." The gamble paid off fast. Sanders entered the league with a NIL valuation of $6.5 million, stacked with deals from Gatorade, Beats by Dre, and Mercedes-Benz. But Nike remained his anchor. By the time he debuted against the Panthers, throwing 14 of 23 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, Nike had already built a viral campaign. Their "Only a Matter of Time" ad with his signature watch celebration hit nearly 200,000 likes overnight. But here's the real shocker. His Prime Equity Clause. It gives him a direct cut of merch, media, and even ownership of his digital content across Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. That's not just endorsements. It's a blueprint that could completely reshape how athletes negotiate their worth in pro sports.
The clause is called prime equity. This clause gives Sanders a percentage of revenue generated from merchandise, sponsorships, and promotions linked to his name and likeness. If he becomes like a superstar, he could be the richest NFL player ever.
The NFL has never witnessed anything like this. Rookie deals are built to keep players in line and owners in control. But Sanders flipped the script, moving like a business partner instead of an employee. If other rookies start asking for the same, it could rewrite not just contracts, but the economics of the entire league. And here's where Nike's brilliance shines. Their campaign around Shedeur isn't your typical endorsement play. It's a masterclass in branding that has the whole industry scrambling to figure out how a fifth-round rookie became marketing gold. Nike leaned into the NIL era, treating Sanders as both athlete and icon. It started with his NIL deal reveal, a joint Instagram drop showcasing apparel collabs and nodding to his father's legendary Nike partnership that birthed the Air DT Max 96 sneakers. The nostalgia hit hard. Old heads remembered prime time, while younger fans saw Sanders step into his own lane. But the genius move came before the draft. Instead of waiting to see his team, Nike went all in, flooding socials with custom gear, from all-gray DT Max 96s to Vapor Edge 360 cleats, paired with captions hyping his poise and swagger. They didn't stop there either. Nike even built special sneakers and cleats stamped with Sanders' S2 logo, a square dollar sign nodding to his number 2 jersey and his business-minded brand. By the time he debuted, Nike showed real-time marketing power that set a new standard in sports. Sanders' preseason debut on August 9, 2025, was pure fireworks. He went 14 of 23 for 138 yards and a touchdown, and Nike wasted zero time. Within hours, they rolled out a slick ad stamped with the caption "Only a matter of time," blasted across socials in Browns gear. The results? Over 11 million impressions in under 24 hours. Quadruple Nike's average engagement. This wasn't just marketing, it was culture being manufactured in real time. Nike's rollout for Sanders became one of the deepest product pushes ever for a rookie. Jerseys dropped in men's, women's, and youth sizes from $130 to $175. Not just stitched cloth, but fitted with mesh panels, NFL shields, and performance ventilation to blur the line between style and authenticity. His apparel line included tees priced from $30 to $50, widening access while keeping that premium Nike vibe alive. And the crown jewel? The footwear. Limited runs of Air DT Max 96s and Vapor Edge 360 cleats, priced between $150 and $200, tied Sanders' new chapter to his father's iconic sneaker legacy while stamping his own brand identity. Nike's amplification strategy took it over the top. Influencers and insiders like Jordan Schultz and Soul Retriever helped push debut ads viral, while Times Square lit up with a massive billboard of Sanders hitting his signature watch celebration, declaring him not just an athlete, but a cultural icon worthy of sport's biggest stage. Engagement spiked off the charts. One fan wrote, "Tried to humble him and created a monster," while others questioned Nike's aggressive play. But the real game changer? Sanders' deal reportedly locked him into merch royalties in both his NIL and rookie contracts, a move that stunned the NFL and set up a long-term model where athletes don't just endorse, they own. Nike built a structure where Sanders' success feeds their own bottom line. And the whispers about a potential signature shoe line with teasers like the LL2C and Proto 92 rumored for 2025 show this partnership is just getting started. And it's not limited to football. Nike positioned Sanders as a global ambassador for excellence and hustle, creating campaigns that resonate even with international fans who don't care about the NFL, but connect with stories of grit, style, and innovation. Behind the scenes, Nike runs cutting-edge analytics, tracking engagement, conversions, and sentiment across platforms, adjusting their strategy in real time. But now they face a challenge, balancing sky-high expectations with Sanders' journey on the field. Critics claim the marketing is outpacing performance, yet jersey sales prove the public is buying into the story regardless. Competitors are scrambling to find their own next Sanders, throwing money at NIL deals and structuring contracts to blur the line between endorsement and partnership. Nike's move signals a major shift. empowering athletes as co-creators instead of commodities. Still, the hype comes with baggage. Even as Sanders shines, controversy clouds his rise. The same flash that turned him into a cultural force has sparked backlash that could derail his NFL career before it really begins. It started at the draft. Anonymous execs painted him as entitled, complaining about his body language, claiming he blamed teammates, and calling his combine interviews arrogant. These weren't random comments, and it looked like a coordinated hit job to sink his stock. The digs went personal, too. Executives pointed to his diamond-studded watch celebrations and his too legendary branding, calling it a "look at me" act. One even suggested he needed to separate from his father to find humility. Proof that what made him marketable was also being weaponized against him.
It shouldn't be, but it will be. Because I think that there's a lot of people that's looking for an excuse for him to fall. That doesn't mean it's the Cleveland Browns.
The media storm around Sanders has turned hostile, with leaked anonymous shots shaping a narrative that could shadow his entire career. The Guardian called it the cruel heart of the NFL draft, where hidden sources launch character hits to sink prospects who don't fit the mold. And the racial undertones can't be ignored. The language used on Sanders sounds very different than what's aimed at white players. Many see it as a plantation-style bias against outspoken black athletes who demand fair value. Sanders' bold move to secure unique contract terms and ownership of his media rights only fueled the backlash.
And what I'm thinking about is the fact that because people had a problem with his daddy for a multitude of reasons, it affected his draft stock. And so you have folks out here that are not rooting for this brother, but he's accustomed to adversity. He's accustomed to defying the odds.
Post-draft drama kept haunting Sanders, especially the speeding incidents of June 2025. He was clocked at 91 in a 65 zone, then 101 in a 60, sparking heat from Browns GM Andrew Berry, who called it not smart and dangerous. Sanders skipped his first court date, later paid fines, and admitted on Twitch that they were bad choices. But the damage stuck. The violations played right into critics' claims that Sanders lacked maturity, painting him as more flash than substance. Detractors framed it as proof he thought rules didn't apply. Yet the double standard was clear. Teammates like Myles Garrett had faced similar speeding tickets without half the backlash Sanders endured.
What you bring to the table matters. The level of cachet, your gifts, your skills, etc. do have an impact. But also relationships or lack thereof, perceptions, first impressions, all of these kind of things. Whether it was the workout, whether it was his dad talking about, if my son go to a certain place, I ain't gonna be down for that.
The social media atmosphere around Sanders has grown toxic, with every slip feeding critics who already doubted him. Antonio Brown's vulgar rants mark the extreme end, but they show a bigger trend. Public figures trying to tear down Sanders instead of debating his actual game. Brown's degrading posts prove how personal attacks have replaced real football talk about the young quarterback. And the pressure isn't just online. Analysts question his style, calling him guilty of hero ball and pointing out his sack numbers, 94 over 2 college seasons. Supporters push back, blaming Colorado's weak offensive line, not his choices, but the narrative of recklessness keeps following him.
We got the very best in Adam Schefter. There is none better, okay? And when you heard them talking about him, you heard folks calling teams, the Adam Schefters, the Lewis Riddicks of the world, Ryan Clarks of the world, others, you as well. And you heard people saying, we ain't taking him. Before the draft even took place.
The Cleveland Browns aren't just juggling a quarterback competition, they're battling a public relations storm unlike any rookie case before. Sanders' presence has brought nonstop spotlight, good and bad, that risks overshadowing team goals and rattling the locker room. His preseason trolling of GM Andrew Berry with "You're not fully proud" showed how even in success, Sanders stirs controversy. The danger now isn't just on-field play, but the outside noise he fuels. Every misstep gives critics ammo, threatening the very empire he's built. Brands and sponsors want stability and positivity, not drama. If Sanders keeps courting headlines for the wrong reasons, those million-dollar partnerships that made him a marketing phenom could start slipping away fast.
You change the narrative by how you ball.
But that,
it's that simple.
Which, to his point, is keeping the main thing the main.
The mental strain of nonstop scrutiny may be Sanders' biggest battle, more than any defense on the field. Most rookies struggle just adjusting from college to the pros, but Sanders is doing it while juggling massive business deals, heavy family expectations, and relentless media attention that would shake even seasoned vets. Add injury concerns and the weight gets heavier. His preseason oblique injury, labeled minor, still showed how fast fortunes can flip in the NFL. Every setback risks giving critics new ammo about his durability and focus. Cleveland's quarterback room only adds pressure. Sanders has to earn snaps against vets like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, plus rookie Dylan Gabriel. On paper, Sanders delivered with a 106.8 preseason rating compared to Gabriel's 66.1 and an interception. But depth chart politics and his injury status could stall his momentum. For a rookie with the league's brightest spotlight, proving he deserves the field is just one of many uphill fights.
And I'm rooting for the brother, and I hope that he does well tonight.
The ultimate test for Sanders is whether he can stay locked on football greatness while handling pressures that would overwhelm most athletes. His response to criticism, his growth from mistakes, and his dedication to team goals will decide if he becomes a generational star or another cautionary tale of talent undone by noise off the field. The stakes couldn't be bigger. Sanders isn't just fighting for himself. He's the symbol of whether young athletes can challenge the NFL's power structure while keeping humility and focus. Every snap, every quote, every appearance is judged as proof of either progress or disruption. As Stephen A. Smith warned, learning to block out the noise may be the most important skill of his entire career. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more.